All right. Okay, it's official. I'm super excited to welcome you girls to this kind of flash coaching session today. So, thank you so much for taking some time out. Whatever your schedule looks like today is perfect. So, if you can be here 30 minutes, perfect. If you can be here an hour, perfect. If this is like an hour and a half, I really didn't know. I really don't know. I didn't time it. We're just gonna see how it goes. So, just be here for the part that you can be here for and celebrate that and then let anything else go. So, um, yeah, I know some people on Friday night have like things like they go and do. I don't do anything on Friday night, but I remember a time when I lived in a world like that. So, all right, I'm very excited because we have like some people that aren't always here. So, welcome Melanie, welcome Angie. Nice to have you girls. We got Megan in the house, Erica, Tammy, Kathy, Bethany, Mary Jo. And then a big shout out to anyone who is watching the replay. So very excited to have you here. We are not doing a goal setting kind of workshop today. We're going to be doing something a little bit different. So I'm very excited to invite you into this space. There's nothing in 2026 that you need to fix. There's nothing wrong with you. And I have had a mentor this past year, and she always says something that I just adore. She says, there's a war on happy people. And I relate to that so much. It's almost like there's a contest out there to see like how crappy your life is. Like, and it's almost like if you're happy, you need to explain to people, like, well, I'm not happy because I don't have problems. I have problems. It's the weirdest thing. Like, oh my goodness, like why I'm explaining to people why I'm happy. It's because there's a subtle feeling on planet Earth that like being happy is somehow negative. Like being happy is only for people who aren't living a real life. And because we live in a fear-based world, a happy person kind of disrupts that. Says, how is it possible that you're happy? There's so many problems, there's so many things to be afraid of. And so today is an invitation, right? 2026 is an invitation to leave all of that behind and be you. This is an invitation to create a life where, even with real life happening, you still get to be happy. You don't have to worry about them. We don't have to buy into that we have to be struggling all the time. We don't need permission to be happy or to be joyful. And we also can let go of any feelings of, I don't want to show up as happy or joyful or prospering because I feel like I'm going to make other people feel bad. How often have you acted kind of unhappy, but not because you were unhappy, but you're like, oh, I don't want to make them feel bad. But the thing is we become like the people that we're around. And some of you have heard this saying. I think it was Erica that reminded me of it the other day. We become like the top five people we hang out with. So if you were in a world of people who are gloomy and sad and struggling all the time, you are going to get sucked into that vibe as well. Or you can create your own five people. And you can surround yourself with people who are also having real life problems. They're living a real life, they're dealing with stuff, but they're coming at it from a totally different place, a totally different outlook, with a totally different vibe. And so this is kind of permission to choose. One isn't right or wrong, but I'm going to choose to be with people where I don't have to dim myself. I don't have to dim that I'm doing okay. I don't have to dim that I'm happy. I don't have to dim that I'm content. And if that doesn't match with someone else, what do they have the right to do? right? We're all adults. We get to choose who we get to be around. So just taking a minute, just seeing if any of that relates, if it resonates, and just an invitation to take a breath. Notice where you're coming in today. When you think about these higher energy states of being at peace, feeling love, joy, even when the world around you is trying to pull you into a lower energy state. Where are you coming in today? This is an invitation just to put your feet flat on the floor, maybe scrunch your toes a little bit, and then flatten them out again. Feel supported in your chair. Maybe even look around the room and just make a mental note that you are in a safe place. You can look behind you, look to the sides of you, and just let your body melt into this feeling of, okay, I'm safe right here, right where I'm at. Yeah. And kind of some things that we're going to start with today, some truths, is that so many times we've set goals and we're like, okay, when I reach this goal, I'm going to be what? Happy, right? And we've all done it. We've all said it. I probably led a coaching thing around it. But the thing is, we don't get happy when we get something. We get the something when we're already happy. What you already feel inside of you, your perception, what your inner reality is, gets projected out around you. And you guys have seen this, right? Someone who's internally angry all the time, they're just bumping up against stuff that pisses them off all the time, right? They're creating all of that around them. And we have kind of two versions of ourselves. So I'm going to be referring to these two versions of ourselves throughout today's session. But we have that ego self. And some of you, if we do private coaching together, you've heard me talk about this. The ego self, it's kind of guilting you. It's trying to fix you. It's trying to protect you all the time. It's reactive. It's fear-based. Your ego self is the part of you that's kept a file folder, right, of all the proof, all the crap that's happened in your life, and it's taking notes, reminding you. It's the part of you that says, no, you don't get to dream big. It's the part of you that says, no, you don't get to fall in love. Nope, you don't. Other people can have that. You can't. I've got the file folder right here. Proof. That's your ego self. We all have that part of us. And the more we can lean into it and understand that it's there, even talk to it, not fight with it, just know that it's there, the softer it gets. But we also all have access to our favorite self. So think for a minute, like, what's my favorite self? We already have a favorite self, and she's out there in the future living her best life. She's grounded, she's calm, she's already whole. She doesn't live guilting herself or with fear. She's already enough. And this year, you're going to get to decide all year long, who is leading me today? Is this my ego leading me today, or is this my favorite self? When you are living, being led by your favorite self, sometimes we call it your higher self, your version 10, whatever you resonate the most with, you're already happy. It's already done. Because happy isn't something you get. It's just a state you put yourself into. So think about when you've already put yourself into a happy state. What does your day already feel like? Does it feel cramped or spacious? It's like it's inside of you. It just feels all open, right? When you put yourself into a happy state, what happens when little things happen, when things don't go as planned? It's okay. You're okay. Things don't derail you. You don't spend 6 hours huffing and puffing because you are already in the state that you desire. You don't need everything to go perfectly to tap into happy. Think about when you put yourself into a happy state. What do you notice all around you with ease? Have you noticed that? Like it's so much easier to see those flowers. It's so much easier to see like concrete and then this little flower popped out. You start to notice all those little things which just compile that feeling of happiness inside of you. When you choose to put yourself into a happy state, conversations feel lighter. Even if it is a crappy conversation, even if the other person is not in a happy state, it's okay. You have room for this. When you put yourself into a happy state, an opportunity arises and you don't feel pressure. You feel like it's an invitation that you have a choice to choose, right? To accept it, to not accept it. But the ego would make you feel guilty and you should or you shouldn't. No, the happy, your favorite self says, oh, nice. This is an opportunity. Do I want to say yes or do I want to say no? That's what that state will do for you. And this state is available to people who are unjustly put into prison. This state is available to people who are hungry today. This state is literally available to every single human being. So the goal by the end of today's session is to then practice. Well, one, you've got to believe it, right? You've got to believe that you have the state available to you at all times, but then to practice putting yourself into this state and just seeing how wonderful life can be from this state. All right, good. So we're going to kind of get your kind of imagination, imaginative juices flowing. I want to invite you. Hello, Maria. Welcome. Just want to invite you to visualize what your day could feel like. What would an aligned day for you feel like? Like the day of your dreams, and you live it over and over and over instead of the typical day that our society says is normal, right? You ask people, like, how was your day? Well, it's like, what do you mean? Like, you were alive today. You were on a planet spinning around space. The probability of you being alive, I forgot the number, but it's not great. So imagine creating a life for yourself where every day's a miracle. That's the access we have, all of us. So sometimes for us, it can feel hard though, because we're so not used to being in that state. It's like we don't even know how to feel it or what it feels like. So I'm going to invite you to this kind of visualization. Get situated. You can close your eyes. We're going to be here for a bit. But what we're looking to do is one, get our creative juices flowing, get our imagination back, And then also we're practicing what does it feel like to be in these altered states, right? Because we can't ask from our body something that it doesn't know, right? If you say to a baby sour, but they've never tried a lemon, they can't understand what sour means until they've felt it, right? So the same thing for us when we tell our body, okay, I'd like to be in the happy state, I'd like to be in the creative state. If it's not really familiar with what that feels like, it's going to really be hard for you. So as we practice this, notice how you're feeling physically in your body. Give permission to your ego self to have some time off, right? Tell your ego, hey, it'd be okay if you took a little time off. And we'll just let our favorite self take over for this next little bit. All right. So again, this is an invitation to close your eyes if that feels good for you. Otherwise, you can just soften your gaze. Again, look around, make sure that you feel safe in your space. Maybe notice your feet flat on the floor. And again, connecting with your favorite self, there is nothing you need to figure out right now. There's nothing you need to change. This is fun. This is imaginative. This is creative. You don't have to perform. And just imagine you're waking up. It's just a random Tuesday, but it already feels good. Not because anything has happened yet, but because you feel good. Remember a time when you were a kid and you were getting up so early because you were going to Disneyland. You were going to the snow. You were going somewhere and it's so early in the morning, but you were so excited. See if your body can't remember that light buzzing feeling in your chest, that sense of today's going to be a great day. Today is important. And you wake up feeling excited. You're alive. Maybe you wake up just feeling a calm, a peace. Maybe you wake up feeling curious, open. What exciting thing's going to happen today? And most importantly, you feel safe inside of yourself. There's no rush. You're just waking up, and your day is full of possibility. And just taking a breath in and noticing your body, noticing your shoulders, they're relaxed, your jaw, it's soft, your breath is easy. When you feel grounded, you're held in your seat, you're energized, but not buzzing, you're present, you just feel at home inside of you. You feel aligned. Now, just taking a minute and meeting your favorite self. You're up now. Maybe you look in the mirror and you want to remember your favorite self. She's right there in the mirror and you see her. And what you see is a person that is kind, a person that is considerate, a person that is calm even under pressure. She's playful. She's confident, but she doesn't have to be loud. She trusts herself. She welcomes all of her emotions and feels steady in all of them. You see her there in the mirror. She doesn't over explain. She's not chasing people's approval, and she doesn't abandon herself. Take a minute and see her in the mirror and think about and feel what she values. What are her standards? She values peace. She values truth. She values joy and she doesn't have to justify it. She doesn't have to force ease in her life. And she knows exactly what is her worth, what is her value. And she knows what she will tolerate, what she will not. Yeah. Can you see her in the mirror? Can you feel her inside of you? And seeing this woman in the mirror, think about and really feel her go to states. This is where she tends to go to when something unexpected happens. See this woman in the mirror. She says, okay, that's okay. I can handle that. I have the resources for that. I can ask for help for that. It's okay. We'll figure this out. I can act. I don't need to react. Yeah, this didn't go as I had planned, but that doesn't define me. She knows how to pause. She knows how to breathe. And inside of her, she knows she's survived hard things. Her worst fears, she's probably already survived them. She's figured out so many things before. She can figure out this. She doesn't rush her life, and her happiness isn't fragile, it's steady. She trusts herself. And take a note, take a moment, and again, check in with your physical body. What does this state feel like? What does it feel like in your heart space, in your stomach, in your shoulders, in your cheeks? And taking a minute, and again, we're staying in this mirror. There's so much more than what meets the eye. Notice what feels easy for her. What does she just naturally do well? What is she good at? What does she love? What does she love doing? What makes her lose track of time because she's loving it so much? What energizes her? What lights her up inside? She doesn't have to force it. She didn't have to prove it. She just truly enjoys it. And seeing this version of yourself in the mirror, she can see now that she's happy without needing anything to happen. She doesn't need to check off any boxes today. She doesn't have to achieve any goals. But what she wants is to enjoy whatever the process is that she has chosen. She wants to enjoy whatever the moments are. She wants to enjoy being alive. She's already living with joy. She's not chasing joy because she knows she already has it. And as you take a breath in, you might notice that your ego self has tried to pop in. Maybe it's telling you all the reasons that this isn't true, that this is maybe true for other people, but not for you. Maybe that part of you that's worrying or pushing you or telling you, nope, this will never work. You've got to be hard on yourself. And that's okay. You can tell that ego part of you that you are so happy that it joined us today, that you hear it, and that today your favorite self will be leading. And so that's okay. That's okay that it has its opinions. It can rest. And just taking one more breath in, letting your body remember this start to your day, getting to choose your state because you know who you are. You're connected to you. You know your values, your standards, who you are, what you love, what you're good at. And you will spend the entire day in that realm, not to check off a box, but because that is you living in alignment with you. You won't have to force the day. It will come naturally to you because it's designed by you. So when you're ready, you can just open your eyes. And again, if you were able to tap into a higher state, something that felt good, it means you've already felt that before because we can only tap into something we've felt before. So this is already a part of you. You're not imagining things, you're just remembering. Good. Maybe just look around the room, kind of just maybe move your body, just what would feel good for you. When you need to stand up, if you want to walk around, recalibrate, you're welcome to. This is your time. All right. We're going to pull out some paper here. So if you have some paper, we're just going to be kind of like doing some brainstorming on just like a blank piece of paper if you have one, or on your tablet or whatever. If you need a minute and you need to go grab something, you can do that. What was that visualization like for you ladies? Does anyone want to share? Were you able to feel her, Kathy? What was your experience like?
I was able to feel it after I thought of something like as a kid when I would wake up excited about something. So I was able to bring it forward and by the end of it, it made me feel like I actually started thinking about each day next week and I don't have anything really exciting planned, but it was just like, oh, this is going to be exciting. I'm looking forward to trying that each day.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, we don't get to go to Disneyland every day. Well, in my case, that's good news. I would definitely not want to go to Disneyland every day, but we're not always doing something new every day, right? Exciting. And yet, what if we taught ourselves that normal is exciting? That the same o is the exciting part. Why not? We're going to do it regardless. So, what state shall we do it in? Imagine those people, and maybe you've met these people, right? They're just doing the most mundane things and they just seem to be having a party. Then you meet these people, they're like rare unicorns nowadays, but they're just choosing that, right? They're like, hey, I'm the trash truck guy, and they got a bell and We got any of you been down in Nicaragua? We got the trash truck guys. They are so adorable. They're hanging off the back of the trash. They're like knee deep in people's trash. And like you say good morning to them, and they're like, hey, good morning. They're having a great time. I think it's from the adrenaline though, since they're hanging off the back of the truck. So, but I think they're good. They're good examples for us that if the trash truck guys in Nicaragua can be having a great day, yeah. All right. So, what we're looking for, why we did that kind of visualization is to kind of remember, like, ooh, what is it? What is it about me? Sometimes we forgot. So, on the piece of paper, again, this is an invitation. You can do it. You don't have to do it, but it would be fun. It might be helpful. I'm gonna just have you take a minute and think, okay, what am I good at? What am I genuinely good at? And just take a minute, because maybe it's been a minute since you sat and thought, yeah, all right, so I'm just gonna give you a minute. I'm gonna do it with you. Is watching Netflix something to be good at? I don't know. It did come to my mind. Very good at that, girls. So you can keep building on that. You can also, I'll have a replay so you can come back to this. But maybe another question to kind of get your juices flowing is, what do I already love? What do you already love? And there's no rules with this. Wherever your brain takes you is perfect. It can be people you already love, activities you already love, places you already love. Just wherever you go with this is the right way to go. Yeah, so the question is, what do I already love? What do I already love? So again, we're not looking for this thing that we don't have yet. We're tapping into everything we already have. Another one you can start to brainstorm on are, what are my favorite qualities? in myself. So, more specifically, what do I already love about myself? Another one that you can use to brainstorm is what are my values? What are my values? What are really important to me? Yeah. Now, kind of looking at what you have written down, whatever you have written down is enough. I want you to think, looking at, okay, what am I already good at? What do I already love? What qualities do I already possess? What values are important to me? And then I want you to think about some activities that naturally align with you. So no shoulds. I should be doing this. No forcing yourself. This is a perfect alignment for what's already working for you in life. What activities naturally align with all that you've written down? And just to kind of give you an idea, an activity for me that aligns. So I put like, I really enjoy like being silly. I really enjoy doing like crazy moves. I enjoy running around. I enjoy skipping, jumping. And so for me, over the years, a lot of you like know my like health journey. I got into very stringent like workout programs, but I hate them. I hate them like for this lady. to say you have to do 25 lunges with your left leg. That does not align with how I like to move my body. So every time I would go to do it, I would do it, but I wasn't doing it with joy and happiness, right? So now I do a workout program that's wild. And the way they lead it is like, hey, I'm doing this, but if you want to do kangaroo jumping jacks, go. And it's like, it's so fun for me to do it because, like, oh my God, look, these are my people. So it aligns with me now. It doesn't feel like exercise. It feels like something I already like to do, right? So this is what happens when we start to say, I honor this in myself. I don't need to change it. I don't need to become a person who just like loves to do 25 lunges on her left leg. It's not necessary. I can become this person that moves her legs in a way that's already fun for her. This is alignment. This is happiness because it's a match. It says, oh, who am I? What's an activity that aligns, but it's still reaching like what I want to do for my body, which is move it, right? So think about, just different areas in your life. What what makes sense for me? What's a match? What have I been trying to force myself to do, but it's just not a match. And so it's just like a struggle and a fight. And it's like, what could you do instead? Yeah, so I'm just going to give you just a few more now that I've kind of shared that. Maybe that's helped a little bit. Just give you about a minute more just to kind of keep thinking, okay, then what are some activities that align with who I am, with what I like about myself and life and all right. And probably I'm just kind of opening up some doors for you. Maybe like later today, maybe tomorrow, you'll be like, oh, you know what else? And you can add to this, right? It's a creative activity. So things will come to you as they do. It might not come in this very reduced time. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do a story integration now. And I'm going to give you some prompts and you're going to fill in the blanks. So we're going to pretend we're 2 months from now and you're living a life that's aligned with what you already love, the values you have, the qualities that you already feel like you're strong in. And think about this sentence. Yesterday, I woke up and immediately felt this 2 months from now, you're living in alignment. Yesterday, I woke up and immediately felt it's the first word that comes up to you. Notice if it's your ego or your favorite self that popped up a word. Invite your favorite self to speak up because your favorite self is who is living 2 months from now. Okay, the next sentence. I moved throughout my morning in such a good. Okay, next prompt. Yesterday, I chose to spend my energy on fill in the blank. Yesterday, we're 2 months from now. Your favorite self is leading the way. Yesterday, I chose to spend my energy on. Oh, I'm so jazzed about yesterday, girls. It was a really great day. All right, next prompt. You can come back to this later too. Again, we're 2 months from now. Our favorite self is leading the way. We're aligned. We're already doing things we love. Yesterday, I interacted with people from a place of yesterday. When I interacted with people, I was coming from a place of, and last prompt, it's 2 months from now. Your favorite self is leading you through the most aligned life. You're not forcing anything. You're not shoulding you and guilting yourself and all of that. And you say, yesterday, I went to bed feeling. Yesterday, I went to bed feeling. All right. Does anyone want to share theirs? Such a good day, right? What was your day like yesterday, Bethany?
Would you like me to read it with the prompts?
Yeah, did you write them down?
Yeah.
Oh, go girl.
Yesterday, I woke up and immediately felt joy. I moved throughout my morning in such a smooth manner. Yesterday, I chose to spend my energy on myself. Yesterday, I interacted with people from a place of love and laughed heartily. Yesterday, I went to bed feeling content.
Ooh, could you guys feel that in your body? What a great day you had, Bethany. We love that for you. What about you, Mary Jo? Do you want to share your day from yesterday?
Sure. Yesterday, I woke up and immediately felt grateful. I moved throughout my morning in such an invigorating way. Yesterday, I chose to spend my energy on socializing with friends who are dear to me. Yesterday, I interacted with people from a place of understanding and not allowing it to bring me down. Yesterday, I went to bed feeling accomplished.
Oh, what a great day you had too. All right. Perfect. Thank you so much for sharing. So we're going to do something that athletes do. Do you know what athletes do before they play a game? That's right. So they're like, before they go to play the game, they sit down and in their mind's eye, they're at the free throw line and they're setting their body up just right and their hand placement just right. And they're seeing themselves like make the basket. Divers, right? They see themselves doing the dive. They create before it becomes physical matter. We create things inside of us before they can ever become real. There's nothing on this planet that wasn't in someone's imagination before it became a reality. Think about how cool that is. This planet was in someone's imagination first before it got designed, constructed, executed. Someone thought this planet up first. Someone thought up, a giraffe. That would be fun. It wasn't real before it became physical matter. It was just in someone's creative mind. So the same thing happens for us. And if we work together, you already know this, you've seen this, right? That ego part of us, that part of our brain, it's predicting a future based on what? The past. It's saying yesterday sucked, so I bet today's gonna suck, right? Yesterday I hated work, so today I'm probably gonna hate. Yesterday I ate like crap. Today I'm probably gonna eat like crap. The cool thing about being someone made in God's image means we get to create a different future. And it doesn't have to look anything like your past. Think about that for a minute. We can create a future that looks nothing like our past if we want. Now, what would be easier? Just replicate yesterday, right? Replicate yesterday, girls. That's what most people are doing, which is totally fine. No shame. If especially if yesterday was awesome, I'm totally going to replicate it. But if yesterday was not awesome, I'm not getting more of that. Some people do. Some people don't know they have the choice, but we do. So we're going to mentally rehearse yesterday. Okay. So that's what we're going to do just for a minute here. You're going to look at your paper, shake your body, just kind of get situated in your seat. Take a breath in. You're an athlete. You're creating your life. People don't know this. They're creating their life. Yes. No problem, Megan. Have a great assembly tomorrow. Thanks for coming. All right. So connecting to the inside of you, connecting to the creative part of you, because you are made in God's image, so you also can create things. Humans create buildings. Humans have created cars, airplanes, high rises, this planner, phones. Humans also are creative. They are creators. You get to be this. So connecting to that part of you that believes, oh, I can create. I can create a different tomorrow that will then be my yesterday. And I want you to mentally rehearse. Yesterday, I woke up and immediately felt whatever the word is you chose, you're going to mentally rehearse it. So see yourself opening your eyes. It's a new day. Maybe it's still dark. Maybe the sun is just coming up. Maybe the sun is totally out already. And mentally rehearse what you feel like. And then it immediately comes to you. Be in that sensation. See yourself opening your eyes, and the first feeling you have is what you wrote down. Notice in your physical body what that feels like to wake up and immediately feel that. Notice if it's easy to connect to that state. Notice if it's a little hard, and that's okay if it's a little hard. It just means it's been a while. We might need to practice what this state feels like. And now taking a breath in, you're that athlete, you're mentally rehearsing. It's morning time, you're up now, and how are you moving through your morning? This is not based on your past. This is based on a new reality that you're creating. How do you move through your morning? What did you write down? Practice seeing yourself. Where are you at? Are you in the kitchen? Are you in the bathroom? Are you in your bedroom? Are you in your living room? How are you moving? What does that feel like to move like that? Mentally rehearse that, practice that. And now it's during the day. I choose to spend my energy on and see yourself practice. What are you spending your energy on? See yourself. Are you are you going on a walk? Are you calling someone to talk about awesome things? Are you working hard and so grateful that you have a job and you're thinking about wonderful things? You hanging out with friends that light you up, talking about positive things. Feel that. How are you choosing to spend your energy today? And now we are in the real world and you have to interact with human beings and mentally rehearse what that looks like. You're coming from a place of, what did you write down? And see yourself. Maybe those complicated people that you have in your life, but they're not going away. See yourself interacting with them coming from this place that you're choosing to come from. What does that feel like? They're doing them and you're doing you. What does that feel like to choose the place from which you're coming from? See yourself interacting with them. See them being them and you still staying you. And last but not least, you made it to bed. Maybe your sheets are clean. Maybe it's very cozy and you have a fuzzy blanket and you went to bed feeling, insert the word you put here, and feel that. Feel that in your body. This is how I feel when I go to bed. This is how I choose to go to bed. This is how I feel. As if it's already happened 1,000 times. When I go to bed, this is how I feel. Beautiful. All right. And just when you're ready, open your eyes, stretch out your arms if that feels good for you, or just move your body however would feel good. Let's just take a minute, just kind of welcome this yesterday. Good. What was that experience like, that rehearsing? How did that go for you? Good. Can you see yourself having a day like that? Can you see yourself practicing it until it becomes natural? Should we judge other people because they don't know how to do this yet? Right? We just get to embrace the fact, but I know how. And maybe at some point they'll learn how to, but until then, I have a secret. Beautiful. All right, girls. So if you have your planner, now that we've kind of like gotten to touch, like, okay, what am I all about This is how we should plan a year. This is how we should plan our life based on what we're already all about. That way, we're not trying to fit ourselves into something and we keep wondering why we're struggling. And it's because it's just not really going to work for us, right? But most people just kind of have a list of like the should. Like, this is what a human being should do. And so today we're going to just look at the planner. If you guys have your planner, I'm going to share my screen for those of you who don't have a planner. But today we're going to look at the year. So we're going to look at the annual goal setting that's at the beginning of the planner. So let me share my screen. How's this been for everyone so far? How we doing? We still checked in? We getting tired? We need to stand up for a minute? Would that be nice to just kind of stand up for a second, go to the restroom, get some water? What do we think? Well, let me just be bossy. I'm gonna go get some water. So that's gonna get me up, walking around, and some water. So feel free. I'll be back in just a minute. All right. I'm trying to remind myself, like when I do these things, to get up at least on the hour, because that's a long time to be sitting. It's hard to be creative when you're sitting that long. All right. Give me a thumbs up if you're here, because I don't know who's here, but just not on video. We good? We're good. There's my friend Melanie. All right. Okay, good. All right. Erica, we good? We there? Tammy? Okay, they'll be back soon. Okay, we're back to sharing my screen. I got distracted. All right, we're actually going to do this a little bit differently, though, based on what we were just learning about ourselves. All right. I'm getting organized. Give me a second. Is this another Melanie or the same Melanie that came in?
I
All
just
right.
switched, I just switched screens.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Just need to know if I need to say hello to you again or not. Okay. So just kind of looking at these kind of, very six basic I like areas of your life. And you're thinking, okay, so I just was like seeing myself in the mirror. I know what I love. I know what my core values are. I know the qualities in myself that I admire. I already know what is fun for me. So I wonder if we could start here with just putting what what we'd like to create as far as a feeling in each of these areas, like a state of being. So emotional goals. might be like what comes to me, and there's no right or wrong way, but emotional goals for me is that I feel completely comfortable with all the emotions that come my way. Like that's the state I want to be in. I want to be in this state where if something and I can feel anger inside of me, I'm okay with that's anger. I'm okay with that. Or if it's sad or if it's surprised or whatever it is, like I I'm in this state of complete acceptance that I can have all the emotions. So take a minute and just think in each of these areas, what do you want to feel? Right? So imagine it's 6 months from now and emotionally, like, what do you feel? Physically, what do you feel? Creatively, what do you feel? So instead of putting like what you want to do, I want you to write down what do you feel 6 months from now, a year from now, in all of these areas. And we'll just kind of start there. And again, this is just an invitation. So if you have another vision, that is okay too. No rules. I will be quiet for at least 2 minutes. I lied. It's not been 2 minutes. Just a thought I had. If when you're writing, because I wrote one way and one the other way, and then it came to me, you can put it as if it's in the past tense or if it already exists, right? So instead of I want to feel, it's like you write down here, I feel, right? It's already existing. All right. So you can kind of finish those up. So first line is kind of like, what do I feel in this area of my life? Another idea that you can use if this works for you is it's your future self, right? Who are you being? So I want you to tap into your values, what matters to you. Who are you being in each of these areas? So who am I being? So I am being, and then we can use that as kind of a prompt. And I'm just going to give you about a minute longer for this. And maybe as you were thinking about what you want to feel, who you're being, like more stuff was coming up for you too in these areas. Thanks for being here, Kathy. I don't know if she already left. All right. So the most important thing isn't that we write things down. How many of you have written stuff down before and then like 2 days later it was like, what? Anyone? Just me? Probably not just me. If I've learned anything in this work is that we are all the same. Like human beings in general, we're pretty much all the same. And I don't mean to take away our uniqueness, but we pretty much experience some of the same tendencies. So, all right. The most important thing we can do is again, help our bodies to practice these ways of being so that it feels like we've already done it so that it can project it into the future. Again, the body basically says tomorrow is going to be a lot more of yesterday, right? Tomorrow is going to be a lot more of today. Whatever I have lived, that's what I'm going to keep living. It projects the past into the future. That's why, if you've noticed this with people, right? It's like, oh, the last time I talked to them, they were in a really bad mood. So we already going into the conversation, basically projecting that they're probably going to be in a bad mood again. This is how we roll. Until one day you say, no, I don't want to roll like that anymore. I want every day to be a fresh day. Unless yesterday was awesome, then let's do that again. All right, so we're going to just take this last few minutes. And this is an invitation to, again, instead of saying, like, I'm going to work out 3 times a week. We've all done that one, right? Like, my physical goal is I'm going to work out 3 times a week. And it's the end of the year, and I'm looking back and I'm like, well, maybe I did it, maybe I didn't. And it's like, what would be more aligned for me? What what is already aligned with what I love? What is aligned with my values? I say I love how caring I am. Interesting. So what about in the physical aspect of my world? Like how am I eating? How am I moving? How am I taking care of myself? Am I enjoying taking care of myself? So I'm being the person that takes care of themselves. Every day I'm showing up and that makes me happy because I say I'm a caring person. That's in alignment with me, right? So I get to the end of the year and I'm like, wow, yeah, I really enjoyed taking care of myself. I enjoyed being that person. And a person who enjoys taking care of themselves, what would they just naturally do? They would just eat a salad, not because they want some end result, but because they enjoyed taking care of themselves and filling their bodies up with nutrients. Now it's not like a goal or like this thing that they have to do. It just aligns with them, right? Feels good. It's like, oh, I didn't lose a pound, but I sure enjoyed that salad. I know there's so much good stuff in it. Any of you, I know a few of you know my mom, but I mean, she loves to talk about like food value. I mean, get my mom on food value, right? And you can tell she just loves it. She's like, oh, you know what's in kale. You know what kale does for you? Because that's part of her value system. She really likes taking care of herself. And so it's not hard for her to eat a salad. She loves it, right? So we can all learn from my mom in the physical goals area. So let's just take a minute again, and we just want to put ourselves into this state. So looking down, like what have you put in emotional goals. Let's just start there, taking a deep breath in. We're just going to take a few more minutes here, but we really want to magnetize this feeling of, okay, what do you feel it's, 2 months from now, 3 months from now, 6 months from now, what are you feeling emotionally? What does that feel like? Have you felt that before? Tap into that. Who are you being? It's a month from now, it's 2 months from now, it's 6 months from now, it's a year from now. Who are you being emotionally? See yourself being that way. And because you're being that way, you're just naturally doing certain things. And you are naturally having certain things because you are being that kind of person that would do and have those things. And just taking a minute and thinking right down what you wrote down in the physical goals. Just take a minute. What did you write down? I'm being, and again, connect with your body and let's see this future. It's tomorrow, it's next week, it's next month. What are you feeling physically? Who are you being physically? Tap into that feeling of being. And because you are being this person, you are naturally doing certain things and thus having certain things, not because you're forcing the doing and the having, but because you're already being the type of person that would create that kind of world. Picture yourself. What are you being physically? And then looking down on your paper, okay, creative goals. What are you feeling creatively? Such an important part, especially of being a woman, to be creative. And sometimes we feel like, oh, we don't have time for the creative part, but the creative part puts such a spark into a woman. So it's like, oh, what am I feeling creatively? It's tomorrow. What am I feeling creatively? Who am I being creatively? Who am I being creatively? Is every single day same old, or am I tapping in? Am I this person that is being imaginative, being colorful, being whatever the word is that you put, and then feel that. Picture yourself, it's tomorrow. You are a creative being. You are at the grocery store, there is a big line, and you tap into the creative being you are. You make a whole game out of it. You start laughing because everyone else is moody, but you're over there being creative and having a great time in that line. Then looking at what you wrote down for your financial goals. Financial goals, a lot of you that have worked with me personally, money can look like a morsel for your body. Money can put your body into conflict active, right? And there is an abundance on this planet, but most of us have been raised in a very tight feeling around abundance, around money. So think, how do I want to feel? It's tomorrow, it's 6 months from now, it's a year from now. How do I want to feel about finances? How do I want to feel about money? Who am I being when it comes to money? Who am I being with my finances? Sit with that for a minute. Who am I being with my finances? think about those core values you have. This is in alignment with you. This makes you happy to be this way because it already aligns with who you are. You don't have to force anything because it already aligns with who you are. And going to the spiritual goals. It's tomorrow, it's next week, it's 2 months from now, it's 3 months from now, it's a year from now. What are you feeling spiritually? What are you feeling spiritually? Sometimes spirituality can become such a checklist for us. Did I do this today? Did I do that today? Check, check, check. That's not a relationship. That's not spirituality. It's like, what am I feeling? It's tomorrow. What do I feel spiritually? It's next week. It's 2 years from now. What do I feel? Feel that. Who are you being spiritually? Who are you being spiritually? And because you're being, the doing just naturally happens, and the having is naturally yours because you're being, and the rest comes naturally. You don't have to force it. Mhm. And last but not least, looking at what you wrote down in, relational goals and your relationships. It's tomorrow, it's later today, 3 minutes from now. That's already the future. How do you feel? And we know that we don't change other people, but we get to choose us. How do you feel in your relationships? And I will add here, are you your main relationship? The most important relationship that you will have on planet Earth, not in the universe, because that would be your creator. But here on Earth, the most important relationship you will ever, 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 ever have is with who? That's right. But we weren't raised to know that, right? That sounded so selfish, but the truth is, man, the people walking around on this planet who have a truly healthy relationship with themselves, they are the best to other people too. They're not selfish. They're everything a Christian aspires to be, but it's because their relationship with them is healthy. So if you didn't take you into consideration, this is an invitation, right? To make sure like this is what you're feeling with you. This is who you're being with you. Because once you nail that, okay, right, the other people can be the other people, and some of them, they're in our lives. It's okay. There's nothing we can do, but we're going to be okay because we're okay with our best, which has got to be you. So how are you feeling tomorrow in your relationships? How are you feeling next week, next year? Who are you being? Beautiful. All right. So as you know, what is it? The last Monday of every month, in the Healing Haven in our group community, we have our kind of uh, lifestyle session where we kind of look at and celebrate what we've done this the kind of month before and set new intentions for the coming month. If you guys have my planner, you see that some of the things have been tweaked, and we're going to keep tweaking it every month so that life becomes easy, right? So we're not forcing ourselves to do stuff because we think we should, but we're picking things that just naturally align with us and feel like a flow and feel fun and creative. And then, hey, it ends up getting us where we want to go, but naturally. All right, ladies. Well, you have really stuck it out to the end. You guys are the Thank you so much for joining us. I hope this was inspiring for you. This is open to the public. So normally when we do like a group coaching session, I always ask you to keep it private, but this is one you can share with friends. I will send out the replay because I think that even if people could just connect with themselves like we did today, like each of you did today, I think it can just make a huge difference in their life and just kind of light up something inside of them that they kind of either thought they didn't have permission to light up, or they didn't even know was there anymore. So, thank you so much for being here. Any comments before we finish up? Are you dying to say something? Do, 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 do. Okay, girls. Mwah. I'm super excited for you to be all that you want to be. Bye, girls. Have a great day. Thanks for being here.